Alright, today is our Unit 2 review. You have four learning targets. I can identify congruent and similar figures. I can identify lines of symmetry. I can identify lines, line segments, rays, and quadrilaterals. I can find the perimeter and area of quadrilaterals, parallelograms, and complex figures. So let's review first what congruent means. So if something is congruent, that means it has the same shape and same size. Okay, so if I draw this square is congruent. It's the same size and same shape as this square. These two squares are congruent. If we have the word similar, that means they're the same shape, but not same size. So that would look like these two shapes are similar, not congruent, because they are the same shape but not the same size. Okay. Then we had lines of symmetry. Symmetry means you can make a mirror image. So a line you would draw to show that it is has a line of symmetry. This figure has a line of symmetry. Going directly down the center and also going this way. If I were to fold this image on either of those lines, it would be the exact same on both sides. So this shape, even a heart, has a line of symmetry going right down the center. A star also has lines of symmetry. This one has multiple lines of symmetry. I could draw a line of symmetry there. I could draw a line of symmetry there if I move my line straight. There's a line of symmetry right here. And there's one more line of symmetry going this way. Okay, and then we had lines, line segments, and rays. Remember, lines go on and on in both directions. They have arrows on both ends. This is a line. A line segment has endpoints on both ends. This is a line segment. A ray has an endpoint on one end and goes on forever in the other direction. And we talked about parallel lines. Remember, parallel lines are the same distance apart at every point. These are parallel. And perpendicular lines make a 90-degree angle. So these make a 90 degrees, so we would call these perpendicular. And the last part that we discussed in Unit 2 was area and perimeter. So remember, for rectangles, we have length, length times width, and length plus width. So for perimeter, that equals length plus width plus length plus width. And for area, we have length times width. If we have a parallelogram, then we have to look at this differently. So this has a slant height, it has a regular height, and it has a base. So for perimeter, we have base plus slant plus base plus slant. But for area, we do base times height. So our height, remember, is straight up and down. It's perpendicular with the base. If we were looking at complex figures, remember, perimeter, you add all outside edges. So if I called this 10, 4, 6, 3, 4, and 7, then I would add up 7 plus 10 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 4. If I'm doing area, I split into rectangles. Then I add together. So for this one, I'm going to split it right here. So then I have length times width, so I have 10 times 4. And up here I have 4 times 3. So I have 12 plus 40. And that equals 52. So my area for this one would equal 52 square units. Alright, we are ready to move on to our review pages. For number 1 and 2, you need to draw a figure that's congruent for number 1. Number 2, you're drawing the lines of symmetry. So where can you fold it in half to make it exactly the same on both sides? Number 3, 4, 5, and 6, you need to describe each figure. So for number 3, you need to tell me, is this a ray, line, line segment? And then you need to name it by its letters. Number 4, I see that both of these lines are crossing, so you need to tell me if they're intersecting or perpendicular or parallel lines, and name them with their letters. Number 5, you need to tell me what shape this is, and then you need to tell me if there are parallel or perpendicular sides. You're going to do the same for number 6. You need to name it, and then tell me if there are any parallel or perpendicular sides. Once you have finished this page, you need to raise your hand and get a star. Then you are moving on to the back side. Remember, similar means same shape but not the same size. Number 8, you need to find the missing side first. There are a few of the missing sides. Then you need to find the perimeter and area. Number 9, you need to draw a parallelogram. Label its base. Okay, it gives you the perimeter. It wants you to figure out what are the lengths of the other 3 sides. So if I have a parallelogram and I know the base is 10, that means this side is 10. So I know that 10 plus 10 plus the slant equals 30 because that's the perimeter. It wants to know what are these sides. Number 10, a square has an area of 25. So if I draw myself a square, and I know its area equals length times width, which equals 25, it wants to know what is the length of each side. So what 2 numbers multiply together to make 25? Okay, it says sketch a picture and explain your reasoning. As soon as you are finished with this page, you can raise your hand and get a star. And your homework today is IXL. You need to make sure that you are caught up. Okay, so for your homework, you should have most of these done, but we're looking at P8, P11, P19, P20, P21, P22, P23, P28, P29, and P30. If you are caught up on these, you have nothing to work on, so you can choose an activity in IXL to work on. If you have questions, raise your hand. Otherwise, go ahead and get started.